So this is 11 Welbeck Street, and I've just been to see Heidi Grant. She's the only chiropractor who specializes in NUCCA, NUCCA, in the European Union, I believe. So just recording this raw video for people, especially with ME, as that's the challenge that I have. And long story short, NUCCA is about realigning your top vertebra, also known as the atlas. Just as in Greek mythology, Atlas held the globe. Well, I believe it's C1 vertebra, if I'm not mistaken, but essentially the top vertebra, is where your head is resting. And this can be out of alignment for many reasons, even from childbirth, but usually sort of trauma, car accidents and so forth. I've had quite a bit of trauma in my life, and whether it's working as a doorman in the past and so forth, it was or high school, fighting the bullies, happy times. And so there's many reasons why I could be misaligned, and I am misaligned. What happens with NUCCA is you get a consultation that includes an x-ray, and essentially the x-ray can show how far out of alignment your top vertebra, your atlas, is. And then you get adjusted, essentially, so based on the x-ray. So my head is slightly tilted forward. This is quite common. And 3 inches. So I had my first adjustment last month, and I'm back in London. Seem to be in London a lot these days. And I'm here for a bit. I'll be going up north for some other appointments in Manchester and so forth. But with regards to ME, the misalignment can cause a whole host of effects. You're best going on to Heidi Grant's website. It's Heidi Grant. She's basically, California is the last brain fog strong, and ME being in London, don't remember 100%, but can leave a link in the description to a website. And fantastic. I noticed the difference straight away on my first adjustment last month. It's kind of like being taller, but it's not, because your head is just sort of readjusted, balanced. So where you are in space and time is changed. So nice Italian restaurant, Venetti. Got to go there sometime, especially since it's Valentine's Day. Made me think of that. But this is just some raw footage. Nice little triumph. Because I keep meaning to plan and write articles to get some sort of information out to the ME community. But you know what it's like when you have ME. Everything is an effort. So I thought better to have this raw video, no editing, and just sort of get to the point, rather than, so long story short, if you can, it can be quite costly. For example, the x-ray is about £300, and initial consultation, it's like 180, and it's like about £85 for each treatment, so it can add up. So if you're not working, which a lot of people with ME aren't, then consider saving if you can, if you think this will be a viable sort of treatment. Again, I'm not saying this is intended to cure or treat your illness. Typical disclaimer: consult your physician and so on. But my point just being, it's a nice thing to do if you can, especially considering the fact that a lot of us are in bed a hell of a lot of time. So with that being said, if you can do that, that'll be fantastic. because you can't sort of, no amount of stretching, no amount of doing anything else can realign it. So, you know, that's sort of your situation at the moment. You know, if you want a NUCCA chiropractic adjustment, then you got to come to London if you're within the European Union at this time. I gotta go, Cavendish Square. ME dude, trying to make it on time, done. So yeah, NUCCA, it's my Valentine's Day NUCCA. And yeah, pretty tired. I managed to see The Room last night and Best Friends at the Prince Charles Cinema. So The Room was like 9:15 or so, and then the Best Friends was at 12:20. So a lot of caffeine, again, not great for the adrenals when you have ME, but yeah, gotta be done. So I'm mainly in London for the time being. I'm a dude with ME from the north. Yes, you know, I do have ME, but you know, people often find it very tough to understand. Well, this guy's walking. He's walking. It's a short distance. There is actually a Holiday Inn across from Welbeck Street, because it's 11 Welbeck Street, obviously the chiropractor. But yeah, so spent all the day resting and just a lot of coffee, and then managed to get out to the chiropractor. If you've not seen The Room with Tommy Wiseau, it's a fantastic experience. Got to meet him. Funnily enough, like, I saw a picture of Tom Hardy, and like, he was practically wearing the same thing I was, in the same pose. I think my jumper was like sticking out, but I'm just happy to get out. And when you have ME, will I make it to Starbucks with the green light? Yeah, if you have ME, then you know it can be tough to enjoy yourself in active forms often. But I do highly recommend people to check out The Room if they're ever in London at Prince Charles Cinema. I think they do have monthly showings, but Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, they'll be back in September. So yeah, so that was cool. Got to meet Tommy Wiseau. You know, I'm not going to go into film reviews and the rest of it now, but it was just like the best cinematic experience with regards to the atmosphere. Everybody's, you know, throwing the plastic spoons. If you know much about The Room, that'll make sense. I usually try and support indie cafes when I'm in London, but sometimes you just got to go to Starbucks. And that's it for now. Yeah, so look into NUCCA. I'll leave a link in the description. If you can actually, you know, afford it, whatever, don't worry. Everything, you know, has its own time and place. You know, we do what we can when we can. It's as simple as that. So, you know, just something to consider for those of you who can. And I just hope if you're listening to this and you feel you do, you know, potentially need this NUCCA chiropractic adjustment, which, you know, to be fair, the majority of people actually do, even if it's not been in any significant, you know, car crashes, whatever, it can just go out of alignment. So, you know, there's a lot of treatments that I've tried, which a lot of us in the ME community have tried, and, you know, maybe not felt sort of the difference, but I could sort of feel the difference posturally. You know, my posture changed massively, and when you're like 6'4", it's very important. I often thought when I get my own house one day, I'm gonna have everything adjusted a lot higher up, so the sink and everything won't be so low, and the door frames will definitely be higher. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day from Cavendish Square. I got to get some coffee so I can get back home. All the best to you. You know, stay strong. If you've got ME, then you are strong, because it's one hell of a challenge. But you know, take each day as it comes, and you know, take it easy.